The ultimate strategy, how to gain 100,000 followers in Instagram just in a few months, how to grow your accounts constantly without spending lots of time on editing or scripting, and how to actually grow organically and turn your followers into paying clients. Hello everyone, my name is Ira and I'm a marketer and entrepreneur for the last 7 years. I've been building my online companies and online schools and also been helping experts to grow their socials, to grow their clients base, to get more leads and more sales, actually thanks to social media and to cold traffic funnels. And I know a lot of things about how all these things work. So today here in this video, I want to share with you guys my experience and things that helped me to gain the audience also in very narrow niche, in very narrow markets, because I'm working not only with English market. Actually here I started my journey recently. In the past I've been working a lot with European markets, also with Russian speaking markets, as I'm myself a Belarusian expert and marketer. So actually I know a lot of things, how to make things work, even if you don't know how they can work in a very narrow niche or with a very limited availabilities with limited sources. And in the past I already did $150,000 just in 1 month, having only 1,000 views. So today I'm not going to tell you how to do some hype things and how to gain audience with some very wide topics that you can catch as many people as possible. My strategy and what I want you to guys understand is that we need to attract actually the target audience, those people who later will buy our product, our services, who will become loyal clients and not just actually gain people just like that. So let's get started. The most important thing here is that, yes, first we have to identify our goal. What we want to achieve. Do we want to achieve like a huge following just because we want to feel popular, important, we want to collaborate with brands, we want to do UGC content, or there is really something that we are looking for in terms of sales? Like, do we want to sell to those people our products or services? Like, generally, what is my goal? Because based on that, strategies will be different. Let's imagine that your goal is to make money by selling your products and services. So for example, you are an expert or you have a business that you would like to promote. So basically, based on that, we can build our strategy. In case you want to gain audience just to have more following and to build personal brand around your personality rather than a specific niche and specific expertise, then it's going to be different strategies. Today, let's cover both of them because I think that people have actually different types of goals, so we have to cover both of them. Let's start first with the one that is connected to actually being an expert and promote services and products. In this particular strategy, if you want that, you will probably need people who already have this particular pain point that you can help them to solve. So in this particular case, what is most important thing to do is to identify the niche and the pain that you're solving. If you already know your niche, try to narrow it down to a particular avatar, to a particular ideal client that you are willing to help to, and to a particular actually problem that you can solve. So for example, if you are in fitness niche, don't try to talk everything about fitness, starting from diet, finishing with the training. Try to at least check one possible problem. For example, training. For example, in training, you can actually find what is the problem that every woman that is going to the gym is experiencing. For example, she is experiencing the fact that normal training lasts too long, like, I don't know, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, and you actually can propose some exercise that are same hitting, that will make your ass or whatever burn, and actually will not take that much time. Maybe they will take you like only 10-15 minutes. And you can actually build all your concept and all your content. It's not only about the product, because actually content is like a preliminary step before the product itself. So basically, when we are talking about content, we are also talking about the final product too. So what we have to do here is we have to identify the specific problem that we are trying to help people to solve, and based on that we have actually to start giving them specific solutions with our content, the solutions that people haven't seen before. So what we have to do here is, for example, to build our content around those exercises that we could offer to people, and we can create different videos with those exercises. And that's the first step. Like, we identify the specific narrow problem, the specific avatar as well would be nice. Later we can go wider, but you know, money is in the niche. So when you first starting, better if you can really trick the person that you really want to help and you really find the specific avatar. Let's imagine that we are talking about moms after they deliver their baby. Now they are in this period where they're recovering after pregnancy. So let's say we want to focus on them. And of course, they will have their specific problems, their specific needs, and better we know our audience, better our content will be. So guys, it's not about specific editing, it's not about super creativity, it's not about finding nice colors, nice subtitles, nice captions. No, not at all. It's only about going directly into the pain of the person and offering the solution that really works, and offering something that others didn't offer yet. So, and in this particular case, when we are consistent with our really valuable and qualitative content, and we keep sharing this content over and over again, sooner or later you will see that results are dramatically increasing, because actually in this particular case we will focus only on one audience, and this audience, for example, someone is finding your reel, oh, that's something really valuable, he or she goes to your account to check if it's actually worth following, and here they can find actually lots of information, lots of similar content, and they're like, oh great, I want to follow this person because actually here I can find lots of information similar to what I already like. But if every time you are creating new content from scratch, every time is different audience, every time is different problem, probably even if you actually do something great, person checks out your profile and like, hey, well, that's not something I want. So that's it. We focus on really narrow topic, really narrow niche, really narrow avatar. Okay, let's move on. Second rule here is that you don't need a really great editing, really great scripting. What you really need here is strong hook that will go directly into the pain of the person. Actually, I have 100 hooks ready for you. You can download on the link below and use them as easy as possible. So basically you just take the hook, you connect it with your reel, and here you are. The hook will lead us to the next information. So basically this main part of information, it could be in the video itself, in the reel itself. Basically you create a hook, it's like a title, and then for example you show, like if it's exercise in the video, the exercise itself, or you talk about the topic that the hook is actually was telling us about. Now you start to elaborate this thought, or you can do it simply, just write information in the caption. Don't do it like very long, don't create this caption to be very long, because in this case people get tired quickly, but just how it is, it will be great to give the specific information that will answer this hook that you in the beginning created. And then in the end we need good CTA. Good CTA is actually call to action. Here I recommend you to create a great, nice lead magnet that will elaborate this topic further. And actually here, if your lead magnet is not actually being taken by audience, it means probably that it's not interesting enough, it's not something that people really want to know. And in this particular case, it's probably gonna mean that your main offer sucks too, because your lead magnet should actually mirror your main offer. For example, if your main offer is about losing weight in 12 weeks and particular system, so your lead magnet should be connected to losing weight with this system, but not gonna give all this information directly, because actually it's impossible to give all this information and create the result for the person in just like one PDF or one video lecture. But what you can do is actually you can give a particular step for all your system. In step number 1, you can actually give information that will explain what you are doing in a better way. And basically, to make the system work, I suggest you to create a ManyChat automatization, so which means that you actually connect the specific keywords that people are writing below in the comments. You connect this keyword to the ManyChat application, and ManyChat, seeing this keyword in the comment, will automatically give your lead magnet, the link to your lead magnet, to your audience that will ask for that. And good thing here to increase your following base is that you actually filter these people. So you ask them, like, do you follow me? Like, you are entitled to get this lead magnet only in case you follow me. If people follow you, they receive it. If they don't follow you, you say, hey, follow me first and I will send it to you. People follow you and they receive it. So think well here that people have to follow you for the lead magnet. So lead magnet should be incredibly good, created, crafted in a very nice way, the offer of lead magnet and lead magnet itself. Because if offer sucks, people will not want to follow you for this lead magnet. If, for example, offer was great but inside it sucked, people will be getting disappointed and they will unfollow you immediately. So in this particular case, you have to be really sure what you're doing. And that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. So in this particular case, what I want to say is that you must follow this simple structure, and your reels, they shouldn't be very difficult. You can simply use B-rolls videos in order to create the content in a simple, super easy way. So basically you create some shots, you shoot some small videos during the day, like working here, working there. That's going to be our B-roll videos. And based on that, you write strong hooks, give caption, give value, and here you are. The problem is people, why they cannot grow? Because they start copy this from others. They start to actually copy same stuff from other influencers, other experts all over again, and it doesn't work. Another problem here why it doesn't work is that actually they are making this too complicated. They create too complicated things, or they don't know their target audience, or they do too wide audience, or they don't give value. So these simple things, you know, sometimes we just oversee them, like, but they're super crucial and very important. So you have to make sure, okay, just like a checklist, okay, my content is valuable, my content solving specific problem, specific avatar in specific niche, great. My content is unique, I'm not copying from someone, I'm creating from my head, knowing my audience. I know the pains of my audience and I answer these pains of my audience with my stuff that I create. My lead magnet offer is amazing, and I know that people want it because I already did particular research. So knowing all this, you can be sure that what you are creating is gonna actually work. And if it doesn't work, check again this checklist and see if actually all the points been satisfied. And the thing is that you probably would like to do is actually to create content on a very wide topics, because yes, it's true that in this case you will get better views, you will get actually more views and maybe more interactions. But the question is, will you get better leads, better views? Will be these people are actually those people who will be ready to buy from you? So here we are. It's actually really dependent on your strategy. If your strategy is to get as many views as possible, just to become popular, just to get some contracts with some brands, so basically develop yourself as the creator or influencer, yes, you can do this. You can create content about relationships, something about struggles in your personal life, something about where you've been, what you're doing right now. So in general, you can actually cover a lot of topics and you will get a lot of views, because this is something that almost every person can relate to. But in case of your desire and your goal to build a business that will actually have the stream of qualified leads, definitely you need to narrow down your content as much as possible. And actually you can also narrow down not only to the topic itself, but also to subtopic. For example, you're talking about marketing, but you can actually choose a sub niche here, because money are in the niche. Also, you can here actually specify the avatar that you're working with. For example, you are actually explaining for women who are coaches and maybe who are also moms, how to become actually a more successful coach, how to get better views, better leads, better sales conversions, etc. So it's up to you in general what to choose, but I really recommend you to narrow down a little bit. And the biggest secret how actually to turn these followers into paying clients is actually that you don't need to attract them to your content and just keep it like this. You need to immediately interact with them. How you can do this? You can do this in several ways. Way number one, you immediately give them your lead magnet away. So basically you have to make them believe that you can really help them by creating a wonderful lead magnet. Make sure that your lead magnet is so good that actually is much better than content that people are normally paying for. So stuff that people are buying in courses, should be much better than this stuff. So because when people will see that your lead magnet is immediately solving their particular problem, I mean, you don't need to solve all the problem that they have, at least you need to choose some small little piece from the problems that they have and solve this particular step, like step number 1. They will immediately understand that yes, this is the person that already gives me trust, and they will get like really nice feelings. The dopamine will increase, and generally they will remember you with a good memory. So later on, when they will actually had bigger pain, bigger desire to solve this pain, they will actually think of you. And the second way how you can interact with your audience is actually by writing them in DM and connecting with them in DM. But don't do this really cringy stuff like, hey, thank you for following me. What is your problem? How can I help? Because actually people didn't follow you very consciously. Mostly people are just sitting somewhere, relaxing, scrolling the feed, and then they, oh, okay, nice profile, and they just follow. So they don't even think about what is the problem that they're trying to solve. No, probably something triggered them, something grabbed their attention. That's why actually to create many chat automation is nice, because we can track and we can really see the data, where people are coming from, what triggered their attention, what hooked worked. But I mean, in general, we anyways can talk with people in DMs by offering them new materials. What we can do, we can create super simple funnel inside the DMs where we will actually offer people more free stuff and offer different type of free stuff based on different types of pain that they might have. For example, you just actually create many chat automation, you offer them 2-3 options what they can choose, saying like, hey, thank you for following me. If you want more materials that you can study that will solve this kind of problems, here you are. And you give them 3 options or 5 options, up to you, and then you can track what actually people are liking, and based on that you will have already bigger trust and already better connection with your audience. So this is the way number 2. Way number 3, how to immediately connect with new followers, is actually, of course, to interact with them inside the stories, because actually stories is very popular in Russian-speaking environment and also generally in Europe, but are really underrated and underestimated in US. And I would recommend you guys actually to see that inside stories people are able to understand what's going on with you on an everyday basis and actually get closer connect with you. How you can do this? Basically, I suggest you to create some storytellings. This is similar to what you do in email, for example, letters, or something that you actually do generally in your funnel, like a hero journey, etc. Divide this story into several stories, like several screens, and just write it down, post it there, and try to talk to people. Stories have so many tools you can use. There is this Q&A form, there are like different types of polls, there are reactions, so you can really interact with people in a super different way, and many people never use this, and it's the biggest mistake, because actually interacting inside the stories will create your cold followers to become a very warm leads and warm clients. And here the last trick that I will share with you guys is what you can do after you shared some super personal, super heartbreaking stories in your Instagram stories. You can actually write people and offer them the lead magnet inside the stories and ask them to answer to the story with a plus or with any emoji you like. And this is exactly the way to talk with them directly in DM and offer them like a call if you see that they are qualified leads, or generally to offer them particular service. This way you can go inside this one-to-one contact. If you actually cannot do this because you don't have time, you just basically can hire a setter, because this is a very manual and simple work to do. But this work, which is sometimes really underestimated, can bring every 1,000 views from your stories into $100,000, guys. So we shouldn't really underestimate this, and we should pay attention to reels that we are creating, that they're becoming viral, that they bring us qualified leads. But later on, we have to work with those leads inside our socials, because in this particular case, you will not need very complicated systems. Also, you will not need to track every single dollar in your campaigns, in your ads. Here you can actually have lots of qualified leads just by following the strategy. If you want to receive the package of my free stuff, where you will find actually the scripts for DM, the template for stories that you can use here, and also hooks to create viral reels, and as well automation settings for ManyChat, just find the link below behind this video and I will send you completely free this package. You will find this all in this package. It's completely free, you pay nothing. It's only my present for you guys, that you can actually start creating more viral reels and you can start have more qualified leads in your socials. And don't forget to follow me, because I hope this video was useful for you. Honestly, it's one of my first videos in this channel and I'm quite nervous. So I hope this information that I have to share, that I have actually to give to this world, will be useful for you guys and you can really implement this. So don't forget to follow this channel, and I love you all, guys. See you in the next one.